Hey, we're the cats of Making Moves. I'm Alex Federa.
I'm Vin Vomero.
I'm Julian Young.
And we're coming at you from GetYourBizSavvy.com.
We really wanted to just inspire other young entrepreneurs, let them know about our story.
Got a phone call from one of our tenants, and it's a bunch of girls, and they said their toilet was clogged.
A friend refers me to someone saying, yeah, well, I have a friend who's looking to buy a condo. I'm like, sure, I'll get into that. I mean, that's all part of real estate.
What idea was it to come up with this reality show?
Tell the story, dude.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so about 9 months ago, when I just started working real estate with Alex, I remember him coming over to my dorm over at Northeastern, and he goes, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start a reality TV show about, our office and everything that we're going to do there. And so he calls me late at night, probably 11 o'clock, and he says, hey, I'm at like a Target right now. I'm deciding between a $500 HD video camera or a $200 one. Which one should I get so we can film this whole thing and capture our story? And I'm just like shaking my head going, Alex, this is so ridiculous. Like, go for the $200 one, save your money. Like, of course he buys the more expensive one. He's following me around the office, like filming people. And it was so funny how that first started off. And then Alex take it away for kind of what happened after that.
It was actually after we went to New York and met Sam Adams people, and I saw like that lifestyle looked pretty cool, and I was like, all right, I can see us doing something like this. So I was like, what we should do? We should go out and find a producer that can produce a really good show about us. So we set out, found John Hyatt, who produces our show now, and then just kind of started from there. There's a couple of reasons why we started the show in the first place. We really wanted to just inspire other young entrepreneurs, let them know about our story, and I think we've done that so far. We've met so many young entrepreneurs from doing this. They've come up to the office and like just hung out with us, or just thrown ideas out with us. So that's cool. We wanted to get some exposure so we could potentially get onto a network, which is cool now because we're actually talking to a couple of networks, which is exciting. And we just wanted to open more doors. Like having this interview with you never would have happened if we never started the whole show and everything. So far so good.
How often do you guys keep the cameras rolling?
I wouldn't say that often, actually. But since he works in the office full time, like if something is happening or maybe is about to happen, we're like, John, get the camera and get it ready. And he'll just run into the office with a camera and set it up real quick. Or he has this whole like little rig that he wears, and he does all his freehand shots that come out fantastic. But really, for like the editing takes the most time, excuse me. And John does a really good job putting everything together for us.
It was actually, so starting off with Sam, it was really, Alex had no idea who Sam was. I remember when Sam was playing his track, and he had like 100 plays on his I Hate College. And then one day we were at a Kairos convention.
It's like an entrepreneurship convention.
Yeah. So I saw all these albums, and I met his party, First Round Records. And I said, oh, Alex, look who I just met, blah, blah, blah. And they invited us to go meet, Sam over at the greenhouse tonight. He's doing a performance. And Alex had no idea kind of at that point. And then we met him from there.
A real estate guy.
But it was so cool. They're all so down to earth. Sam's awesome. His whole camp is really, really cool. And also Jenna Marbles is probably one of the most down to earth people.
She's hilarious. So fun.
We've ever
so
met.
much fun to work with. In fact, we have she got a little raunchy, I'd say. And some of the shots, some of the scenes we shot.
Had to cut it out a little bit?
Yeah, but
a lot of unused footage.
Yeah, a lot of unused footage. But she was really fun, and it was cool. It was cool, like having like Sam's people up in the office when we shot this whole thing to hear their whole story. It's not just like an overnight sensation. Like none of this stuff is. There's so much work that goes into it before you can really take off. So it was cool hearing their whole story.
Speaking of Jenna Marbles, did anyone attempt to go on a date with her or ask her out?
Any
No, I did not. But I think we would look at it if she didn't mention that she had a boyfriend.
All done. Probably took a while because you're one ugly mother. Now it's time to do your makeup.
Do you guys have any other plans to meet any other individuals, or what do you guys have in mind for the next upcoming episodes?
I mean, season 2 is going to be completely different. Something that we learned from season 1 is that we really didn't know a lot about how to put a show together. So, because all the episodes we're like, oh, this is really cool. Like, film this right now. But the thing is, like, it didn't really flow. So in season 2, like as you saw in episode 5, we're going to be going out and helping all these young entrepreneurs all over pretty much the United States. Hopefully we can get out of the country. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. But we want to hook them up, the people that we go to, with people from that area. So, I mean, like, say we go to California, maybe someone wants to be a movie director, maybe use our network that we've built to find a movie director that would come and meet with that person. So it's kind of up in the air. We have a couple people that have gotten at us that want to be on the show. So
Last week, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Jersey Shore had 5.5 million, people watching the show, which is ridiculous. I mean, so do you guys watch any reality TV shows? What are your favorites, if you do?
I watched Jersey Shore. It was on last night at 10 o'clock.
of course, Vinny
So-
B.
Yeah, of course I'd watch
Jersey
it.
Shore.
I find it pretty funny. Other people find it obnoxious, but
I mean, I personally love it. Do you guys have any favorite cast members then?
I think they're all hilarious.
Yeah.
I just started watching it. Vin like made me sit down and watch a couple episodes.
I like Vinny the best. Not because he has the same name as me, but he's like
Aspirational.
he's I don't know. He's a little bit more tame than the other guys. So
How can you not like Snooki? Like Snooki is hilarious.
they're all funny. I just have them like.
I like Snooki because Julian reminds me a lot of Snooki, so like it's a lot of Julian, like they're similar.
Just don't get punched as much.
Alright, we got a situation.
I'm the sweetest bitch you'll ever meet.
What lady you guys in the office pretty much on a day-to-day basis?
I'd say we range between like 10 p.m. and 1 in the morning on a daily basis.
And you get in at what, around 9, 10 o'clock or what?
Like 10
10
o'clock.
o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that we have so much going on. And, it's interesting, too. A lot of people, like, watch the show and they ask us, like, do you guys actually do any business? Like, I feel like if we show the business stuff more, it'll kind of bore people. Although people are saying now that we have more of a fan base that are intrigued, they want to actually see more of the business stuff. So maybe we'll tie it in. But, I mean, like, we're not just messing around all day in the office. We're actually doing deals and stuff.
It's cool. Like, we have an open door here. We let everyone come in because we just love throwing ideas off of each other and hearing other people's ideas. And that's just kind of the way to grow and to learn. So we definitely encourage that and foster that in our environment here.
And Julian, we get to see you doing a lot of work on the show, taking clients out and things. What has been your craziest client or your wildest experience?
Wildest experience. Okay, so my wildest experience is probably the condo one, huh? The Ritz-Carlton.
Wait, what about, that's pretty crazy. What about the guy, Potter Puppet Palace?
Oh, yeah! You know what the Potter Puppet Pals are?
No.
Okay, it has, how many views? Like, close to 80 million views on YouTube?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest.
Yeah, it's one of, like, it's a YouTube sensation creator. Like, if you Google it on YouTube, he has 80 million views on YouTube. So, one day this guy calls me and I'm asking him a little bit about what he does, and he's the creator of this YouTube sensation, this YouTube hit called the Potter Puppet Pals. And I think all my sister and all my sister's friends, like, they all saw that. So that was a really cool client. I think kind of my craziest client, though, would have to be when I was bringing out an international client from and showing them places over at the Ritz-Carlton. So keep in mind, this is the first time, this is like right when I'm getting integrated into real estate. So I'm still kind of learning the ropes and whatnot, and a friend refers me to someone saying, yeah, well, I have a friend who's looking to buy a condo. I'm like, sure, I'll get into that. I mean, that's all part of real estate. So we start working, and I start talking to her a little bit, and she's slowly feeding me information, and it's kind of like, yeah, we're looking to buy something at the Ritz. I'm like, oh wow, this is a big buyer, and then slowly numbers start coming out, and it's like anywhere in between the 1 to 2 million range, and then all of a sudden I talk to like the mother and stuff. Now we're looking at the $5 million range. I just don't know what to do. I'm freaking out here. I'm talking to Alex. Alex is like, just be yourself. Don't worry. I'm like overdressing to like the office to bring them out on short. I'm bringing them out to like lunch and spending hours and hours just to like please these clients because it's all so new to me, and every single time that I meet them, I'm literally shaking because I'm so nervous, and I feel like I was trying to play this role of like an upscale real estate agent when I was just getting into the game. So it was definitely something that threw me right into the world of real estate. But now, like, I love it, and I love it because of that. And it just really goes to show that every single day is different, and I think that's what makes it really, really interesting.
You get a phone call from one of our tenants, and it's a bunch of girls, and they said their toilet was clogged. And so we go to their apartment, and the toilet is literally like completely backed up and filled with just sewage.
It was awful.
And
they all lock themselves in their rooms, except for this one girl who sits on her couch right outside the
right outside the bathroom, just like hanging out.
So embarrassed.
And I'm in there like plunging away, like hoping that this problem just like goes away because I didn't want to get like. I was like, spilling over the toilet bowl because it's completely full. And Alex is.
But I don't do well.
Well, the funny thing was that I was calling Alex, and I was like, "Oh, Alex, where are you? Like, I need you to like notarize a document." And Alex just texted me. He's like, "Oh, I'm busy working on the house right now. Like, blah 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 blah." And then
I was like upstairs.
It turns out he was nowhere near it, and it was really Vinny plunging the whole thing. He comes back, his like shirt's all stained and stuff, and he was plunging.
Oh man.
Yeah, Alex was like, I was like,
hard
I
work.
had to go clean this toilet bowl or whatever. And I was like, what are you telling people? Like, you didn't do anything. You stood there and watched me do it all. So that was definitely like one of the more nasty things that we've had to do.
Yeah.
Those girls were making moves in the bathroom, huh?
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're launching a contest in season 2. So what we want to do is we're going to have 8 episodes where we're going to feature a different entrepreneur or a move maker, basically anyone that's really pushing to reach their goals and aspirations. And we want to go out and fly to them, whether they're in sports, building their own business, starting a charity, and help them as much as we possibly can. And we would help them personally, like the cast would, but we're also building a board of directors, experts in fields everywhere from the music industry to big-time accounting firms. And we'd go and help these kids and also have this board's backing to give these move makers as much support as possible to take off and to reach that goal.
So that's kind of our structure for season 2. Every episode we're going to go out and help somebody.
Young, but we don't give a fuck. Nope. And we've only just begun. So fill your lungs with motivation. Mix it up with a whole lot of fun.
Let's go.
And that's how we're making moves.
That's how.
Yeah, we're making moves.